can stay over here, but don't even make any damn noise or anything. Alrighty. Boys, the sun is going down quick. Alright, the review of the Audi. This video's been a long time coming. I know I've been waiting on it for a while. A lot of you guys have been waiting to pull the trigger on the XMR 850. And yeah, it's sitting right at 12K. So I definitely understand why you guys are wanting a big review video on it. After I've owned it for right at a little over a year. I bought it on November 5th, 2019, and it's now December 29th, 2020. So yeah, we're a good bit over a year, but yeah, I've been on her for a while, and you guys have been wanting to hear what I have to say about her, so let's just get right into it. Yeah, so what I decided to do is just break it up into 4 different parts. We're gonna have power, durability, the ride, and then we're just gonna have a summary, at the end, just to kind of summarize all of it up. And then I'm gonna throw in some extra stuff that, just I felt need to be addressed at the end also. Gosh damn, it is cold as hell. So yeah, power. Power is most definitely the category where this machine shines the most. That Rotax engine that comes in this machine just does not stop. It's got so much power. Very, very satisfied with how much the 850 has. The machine comes ready to pop wheelies and low, right out of the crate. Without an aftermarket exhaust, with that stock exhaust on there, it will lag a little bit if you do get in some thick stuff. If you're like in a hole and going back and forth, and just if you're in a little bit of a bind, I feel like the engine does lag a little bit. But throwing an aftermarket exhaust on it completely fixed it for me. So that's the only real thing, and you can really just throw that exhaust on and she's ready to go. So yeah, the power is great. I really think that it's like, that much away from the 1000. It's got a small amount less power than the 1000, but it's not really anything substantial at all. But it's a huge jump from the 650. You know what I mean? So going from the 650 to the 850, I think is a really large jump. And then, that 850 to the 1K really isn't that much of a gap at all. And then, Louie, what the hell? And then clutching the machine, turns it into a 1K, pretty much automatically. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for power. And now we're gonna go into durability. It went just over a year. All right, we're not going to durability just yet. I left a couple of things out to talk about, just power-wise about the Audi. Yeah, the first thing, just a spec that I, left out. I'm not gonna get, really into any other specs throughout the video, but I feel like I could at least tell you the horsepower on her. She's sitting right at 78 horsepower, which is, right with the Sportsman 850. A lot of you guys, I'm sure, are trying to decide if you want to get the high lifter 850 or the XMR 850, just like I was. Yeah, I mean, they do have the same exact horsepower, sitting right at 78, but the power delivery, in my opinion, is just really different. The XMR 850, the Can-Am. The Outlander, just all of that power that it has is just immediate. I feel like the power delivery is just, all the power just goes immediately, and it's just a lot snappier, a lot just more powerful out of the hole. That's why it's a lot easier to pop wheelies on them, etc., etc. Whereas the Sportsman's power is more just like built up. I guess that's the best way to put it. Whenever you hit the throttle, it's not all immediate. It's just, the power's built up, and then you eventually get, all the power that it has. And that's what I didn't like about the Sportsman. And then also the high lifter edition is very limited speed-wise. I think it goes like, I want to say like right at 40 miles an hour, or maybe 45. And high. I like, having a lot of power and being able to go, fast if I want to. That's all I had to talk about real quick, just regarding power, and we'll get back to the video. It went just over a year with me of using her and popping wheelies on her and putting her in all types of thick mud. On the stock belt, I literally lasted a whole year on the stock belt on that machine. And so that's definitely, one of the hugest things that's just so damn crazy is, how the belt lasted a whole year. I haven't been through any axles. I've had one axle twist up on me in my back left, and it's been twisted up forever, and it's still been running perfectly fine. I've had like a brake caliper go out, but that's my fault, letting brake pads go out. I've rolled her and bent bent an A-arm from that, but that's, just nothing. Like, the machine hasn't broken on me and, failed on me actually, really yet. So I'll play some clips real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, well, I think that my Can-Am has held up, you know, how it has for as long as it has, is just because number one, the braking period, I did like half throttle and under for my first ride, and then, you know, at the end of my second ride, I was starting to, you know, actually wheelie it and, you know, full throttle stuff. So yeah, you know, the braking period is really important, letting that belt actually stretch out so it'll, you know, have a good life, and then maintenance. You know, I've done a good amount of full services on her. That's the main thing, man, just keeping those diff fluids changed, and then, you know, keeping that engine oil changed and everything, and just continuing to just maintenance her, because you're dealing with a lot more going on, a lot more power, a lot more just everything compared to your Honda Rancher 420 or your, you know, 4Track 300 or whatever. That is going to be it for durability, and that's going to move us on to the ride. Gosh, damn, my chair's about to break. All right, the next thing we're gonna be talking about is the ride. It's just gonna be, you know, covering the suspension, you know, how the machine handles trails. Very, very satisfied with how it rides. Real smooth, a lot smoother than the Honda. Obviously, you know, that shred axle Rancher is just, gosh almighty, it's like in the Stone Age compared to the Audi suspension wise. Yeah, going from riding the Audi to the 420 is just like absurd. Not as smooth as the new body style, you know, Sportsman 850s. I rode one of those and it just felt like a damn cloud. It's just plush as hell. I rode a Highlifter Sportsman 1000 also. I don't only remember it being like too crazy, you know, suspension wise. Just like, I don't think it was like too crazy. But I do remember that new body style Sportsman 850 being really smooth riding, you know, and definitely, you know, a little bit more smooth than the XMR. Alrighty guys, in summary, I do most definitely recommend the Can-Am Outlander XMR 850. You know, awesome machine. Can-Am definitely killed it. I think it is worth extra money to get the XMR package if you're planning on mud riding. I actually did try and build the stock Outlander 850 and put, you know, mud tires on it, snorkel it, you know, everything I need to do to make it a mud bike, and it ended up being $400 cheaper than going with the XMR. So, and that was actually without the rad relocate and without power steering. So the XMR is most definitely, you know, worth the extra money. It's a great package, and yeah, I'll just address some things that I don't like about the machine that they should look into changing possibly or adding to the bike. Number one, the winch could definitely be upgraded to a better winch. I've had a lot of buddies, and you know, whenever I was working at the dealership I was working at, I heard a lot about, you know, the winches going out on the XMR 850s. My winch went out right whenever I put a good amount of stress on it. You know, it did pretty good for a little bit, but, you know, right whenever I put a good amount of stress on it, you know, pulling myself out and like, I think one or two other people out, it burnt up on me. So, I don't know, I feel like they could just possibly get a little bit better of a winch on there. And then, I mean, something just about the plastic. Washing the bike is very, very, very difficult. A lot of mud gets under that rack on the back, you really just can't get all that mud out from under there, it seems like. And then on top of that, getting the plastics off of the machine and putting them back on is just like hard as hell. I feel like a mechanic would have, you know, like a Can-Am mechanic would have trouble doing it. Whereas on my Honda, it's just so easy. I mean, it's just nowhere near as hard as it is. I mean, I'm not asking you guys to make all of the plastics easy to take off. I'm just asking, you know, for there to be some plastics a lot easier to take off, like, you know, the side panels where I get access to the engine and the belt box housing and everything. I mean, you guys know that you can't get that belt box completely clean. It's just gonna leak out some more silt or mud or whatever after you wash it. So stuff like that. And then you know, water got in my headlights like immediately. I've been running my Honda Rancher like underwater since the day I got it, pretty much. And that's 7 years, you know, that's 7 years underwater basically, and I haven't gotten a drop of water really in my headlights. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've gotten any water in my headlights ever, and my taillight hasn't gotten any water in it. And then on top of that, the Outlander's lights just come out, like they just fall out. I don't know, the plastics just break. My back rack just fell off, like it just wiggled for a little bit and then decided to hop off the Audi. The plastics just don't hold up anywhere near as nice as my Hondas did. Y'all could probably throw that mud strap they all have for the XMR Renegade models, the 850, you know, for the amount of money that we're spending for the machine. What else? Anything else? Oh, and the floorboards. Put some more holes in the floorboards. It's pretty simple. Just put some more holes down there or something to make them easier to clear out from mud, because before I got the aftermarket floorboards I have now, it was just impossible to clean those things out. Yeah, to conclude everything, the XMR is a great bike. I highly recommend it, and I love mine. It was a great decision. I'm happy I went with that instead of like a Honda Rubicon or the Polaris. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed my first ever, you know, like review video of a four-wheeler. Let me know how I did in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.